My name is Rizogiannis, and this is my presentation about one of the most famous paintings of all time, Guernica. First, let me share some information about the artist who created this masterpiece, Pablo Picasso. Pablo Picasso was a Spanish painter, sculptor, printmaker, ceramicist, and theater designer. He was born on the 25th of October, 1881, and passed away on the 8th of April, 1973, at the age of 91. Picasso spent most of his adult life in France and is regarded as one of the most influential artists of the 20th century. He is known for co-founding the Cubist movement, the invention of constructed sculpture, the co-invention of collage, and for the wide variety of styles that he helped develop and explore. Among his most famous works of art are Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, 1907, and Guernica, 1937, which this presentation is about. Guernica is a large oil painting on canvas. It is one of Picasso's best-known works, regarded by many art critics as the most moving and powerful anti-war painting in history. It is exhibited in the Museo Reina Sofia in Madrid. The painting was inspired by the destruction of the Basque town of Guernica by the Nazi Air Force during the Spanish Civil War. The Spanish Republican government asked Pablo Picasso, who was living in Paris at the time, to paint a large mural for the 1937 Paris Art Exposition. This piece was to help raise awareness of the war and the necessary funds. Immediately upon hearing reports of the bombing of Guernica, Picasso decided to make the bombing his subject. He wanted to show how people, as well as animals, all suffered because of the tragedies of the war. The painting soon became so famous that it was seen as the world's symbol for peace. The fame of the painting helped to bring the Spanish Civil War to an end. The painting traveled to many countries. It was seen in several towns in the United States during the 1940s and early 50s. The Spanish dictator Francisco Franco wanted it to come to Spain, but Picasso said that he would not allow it to go to Spain until Spain became a democratic country. Picasso died in 1973. Franco died in 1975, and Spain became a democratic country. The painting went to Spain in 1981, and it now hangs in an art gallery, the Museo Reina Sofia in Madrid. Now let me give you some details regarding the style and composition of the painting. Well, the genius of Guernica is that it successfully combines elements of surrealism with the multiple perspectives of Cubism, which makes it difficult to read. Painted desolate tones of black, white and grey, the painting shows a large open room with people and animals who are suffering. The painting is not easy to understand. At first glance, three things make an impact. First, its vast dimensions, 3.49 meters tall and 7.76 meters wide. Second, the absence of colors. The artist chose to paint it with limited palette of blue-gray, black and white tones. The newspaper print used in the painting reflects how Picasso learned of the massacre. Lastly, all the figures, people and animals, are completely two-dimensional. It is curious that for all the figures in the painting, eyes are dislocated, mouths are open, and tongues are shaped like knives, all of which suggest screaming and terror. Let me introduce you now to the different images depicted in Guernica, all of which represent hidden symbols. Placed centrally in the painting, Picasso painted a horse with rolling eyes, which falls in terrible pain after being run through with a spear. The image is so vivid you can almost hear it scream. Next to the horse, on the right-hand side, a female figure floats in, holding a lamp, which is a symbol of hope. Right above the horse, a light bulb shines strongly like an evil eye. This symbolizes the flames that tore apart the sky during the bombing. The Spanish word for light bulb is bombilla, which sounds like bomb. The harsh light from above stands in sharp contrast to the oil lamp. Picasso placed those two elements right next to each other for a reason. He wanted to show the harsh reality of progress, for all the good that it brings. Electricity, automobiles, planes. It also brings death and destruction. In the bottom left-hand corner is a woman with her dead child in her arms. Many experts see in them the figure of the Pietà, the Virgin Mary holding the dead body of her son, a symbol of a mother's love and suffering. In the top left-hand corner, above the mother and the child, is a bull. The bull seems to guard the mother and the child, or perhaps looms over them like the shadow of the war, while in the distant background, barely visible, a bird shrieks at the sky. Some critics claim that the bull represents General Franco. Right under the horse lies a dead soldier. His arm has been chopped off, but it grabs the sword from which a flower grows. In the bottom right-hand corner, we see a woman with an injured leg. She is bleeding from the knee and is trying to stop the bleeding with her hand. Above her, on the extreme right of the room, we see the figure of another woman screaming in agony and raising her arms in terror, entrapped by fire. She seems to be pleading at the sky, perhaps to God or to the German planes to stop the destruction. This work has become a reminder of the tragedies of war, and particularly the suffering of innocent civilians. It is an anti-war symbol and embodiment of peace. I would like to finish my presentation by quoting Picasso's words regarding Guernica. Painting is not made to decorate apartments. It is an offensive weapon against the enemy. Thank you for your attention.